Well, how are you feeling? You got John Riggs here, and the day has finally come where I'm running out of companies so much on the NES that we're looking at the Panesian games. Let's take a brief look, probably through cropped video, of what the 3 Panesian games are like on the NES. I'm not ranking them along the way, they are ranked to begin with. And subscribe, would ya? Bubble Bath Babes comes to mind when you think of these Panesian games. Now it starts off, imagine this. Imagine finding this game in your uncle's collection. And you're like, oh cool, Bubble, whatever, never mind the name, right? But then you're like, look at this, and you're like, oh, it's like Tetris. You get to choose, which music you want, or what kind of gameplay you want, 2 players even. Oh boy, well, okay, full disclosure, the screen is cropped, because I cannot show you what's at the bottom of this screen. Now the gameplay itself plays like a bootleg NES game. And there's good reason for that. This game is a bootleg NES game. Now, as you pop these bubbles here, 4 attached makes the bubbles pop. This actually isn't a bad game. It really isn't. And it didn't need the extra graphics at the bottom of the screen for this to be a decent game. Now, if a game like this came out for the NES, published by literally anyone else, they could have just called this game Bubble Popper or something like that, and never mind all that. It actually may have sold at least a few copies. It might be worth checking out anyway, never mind the graphics at the bottom of the screen. And if you're going straight for the Panesian games for the ludity reasons, this would be the one to grab because it's the only one of the 3 that gives you what you're playing the games for in the first place without having to do anything beyond that, at least at first. That makes sense? No? Cool. Move along. Hot slot. Well, good lord. Okay, so you choose which slot machine you want. You got a few options here between Cutie Bunny, Juicy Fruits, and then Las Vegas. I'm going with Las Vegas. It is a slot machine NES game. That's literally all this is. You play the slots. You play the slots. You can do the 1 line across in the middle, the 3 lines across, top, middle, bottom, or you can also do the diagonals as well. And you get to choose when it stops too, so if you have a keen eye, you can probably get jackpot after jackpot, perhaps. Now this is the Las Vegas one, but you want to see the other ones, don't you? All right, here's Cutie Bunny. All right, more slot machine. Perfect. Well, there's not what you're thinking about on this one, but that's fine, Well, that's because I didn't choose Juicy Fruits, right? Well, yeah, more of the same. It's more of the same, my friend. Now, from what I understand, after you get so far or so long or so something, maybe it does reveal photos, and you can Google your own photos with the save filters turned off if you'd like. It does show some pictures, but yeah, the hot slot is your Nintendo slot machine. Then we have Peekaboo Poker. This is not a new idea. There have been strip poker style games since the days of computers and things like that, where you play the game and you're hoping that you're going to end up seeing something. And with a game like Peekaboo Poker, that's exactly what it's telling you. Now this one, you do choose which person you want to play against. I'm only showing you this one because I cannot show you the other 2 on this screen. Then you play around a poker. These cards are made out of brick, apparently, with a sound. And if you're not familiar with poker, hey, you know what? Maybe this game can teach you how to play poker, whether it be 2 of a kind, 3 of a kind, full house, straight flush, royal flush. You can find out which ones work better when you're going up against them, or how to bluff, things like that too. And I'm sure once you get to a certain point, once you steal all their money, then maybe it shows you a photo. I don't know. Again, I didn't play this game that far. You tell me if that's what happens, because I'll never find out. It is kind of cool to see that there were people making games like this on the NES even back then in the early 90s. It's unfortunate that there weren't more, or maybe it's fortunate, I'm not sure. And there's nothing stopping anyone else with all these new Nintendo homebrews coming out for people to make new versions of new games like this. I'm not sure what the market would be, but it's something. Thanks for watching. I'm going to take a bath. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you again real soon.